Okay, recap for Thursday, the 12th of February 2026, right? Just like outlined, I've been 4 for 4 for this week. And analysis, I guess for trades, 3 for 4, because I don't know what the hell I was doing Monday. But like we said, today is going to be the distribution and it's going to fall. And like I said yesterday in my ending of the video, said 9 times out of 10 or 8 times out of 10. I don't know what I said exactly, but if my analysis is correct, this high will never get taken. This is high of the week, right? Because this is Wednesday's high, because this is the manipulation high. Yes, it can get close to it, it does whatever, right? But the distribution is still gonna fall. This is gonna happen, regardless of how close we get to the high. And that is why I went short, right? So let's just explain the day again. If you've been following on for the week, like we said, we are at our maximum place to go up, right? Because we are gonna go down, right? If this market is bullish, we would not be stopping here, but we're stopping our suspension block. And I'm guessing we just were shy of the high of the suspension block, right? As you can see, we keep wicking, but we'll never close outside the suspension block or break a high, right? Because we are bearish, right? So we go up, and I believe that was the upper quadrant of this wick, right? Roughly. So let's just get there, right? So the high was the upper quadrant. So let's keep the quadrants in check right there, and then we'll get to the lower time frames in a bit. So in the 4 hour, I believe I haven't even checked the 4 hour for today because I didn't need to, right? On the hour, I didn't even check it. Like I don't need to, right? I just need to know where price is gonna stop. And in my mind, I had this marked, right? This last up close candle, right? And we can see that we slightly close above it as a mohawk. So I got my main one really filtered down, which is this 5 minute last one, right? I don't want price to even close above this one, because then I might be wrong, which I doubt it, but then I might be wrong. Just looking at this structure, right? This is what I'm expecting. So what's better on maybe like a 1 minute, right? Because I know this high, right? While we're going up to the high, I know exactly what we're gonna do. Why? Because we're trying to make a long-term high, right? Short-term high makes this intermediate term high. Short-term high makes this intermediate term high. Short-term high, right? We're going up now. When we see this is going up, I'm expecting another right high, right? Short-term high, and then at 9:30, I'm expecting this to go up to it. So it was either gonna be two scenarios, right? We was gonna go up to it, or at 9:30 it was gonna make this high, then come stall and then make another high, which was very unlikely, but it could have been an option. And then from 10:50 we could have dumped after that stall or something, right? But I would expected the whole day was lining up with one of my models that at 9:30 we're gonna dump fast. So that's why I didn't expect us to take this high, right? So again, short term high, intermediate term high, intermediate term high, intermediate term high makes this a long term high, which means this is not gonna get taken. And like I said yesterday, this is the high of the week. So I know we're gonna make this kind of formation of market structure. You cannot, you cannot just look at this and be like, oh, guys, it's relative equal highs. No, no, you have to actually genuinely look at how the highs are forming, right? Not every high that's close to each other is relative equal highs, and you know the market structure. Okay, so now we know in all of this, we know that the market, let's just go on the 5 minute for example, is stalling and is making liquidity to run against in a low resistance liquidity run type of stuff, right? Because this typical day, if you guys study, is gonna be a low resistance liquidity day run, and it's gonna open at 9:30, and you need to be quick to catch it, otherwise you missed your trade. I already know all of this. That's why I'm trying to catch the move as soon as possible, right? Typical for me is to wait for 9:40, but for this day, it is 9:30, 9:31, 9:32. Regardless, just catch it, right? Just catch the move. Just if the most of the time it's gonna open and go, or that, you know. So like now we went to this high, right? We're at the high of this, right? So now let's get the annotations down. We went to the high, we go to the upper quadrant, right? So this is a very high candidate to be the high of the day, like our current high, yeah, high of the day, right? So now I just need to jump to the lower time frame, and we need to work out liquidity, right? So we have liquidity, right? The highest high from yesterday. That's not even in my mind, not counted. We have this high as liquidity as well. It's not counted, but it's possible, right? It's possible that it could wick into, and then again, remember, make the same structure, but like this, and then go down at 1050. It's unexpected because it's making a 930 low resistance liquidity run type of model for me, right? So what I'm expecting now, we have also this buy side liquidity, which in regular trading hours, you can see we open and we keep working into it, and then we just stop right there, right? At our buy side liquidity from the PM session yesterday. So if that's our buy side, then that means we're already taking all the other buy sides because I don't have them. No, it don't care about them. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sell side liquidity against 3 buy side. And in terms of 930, and if we're just gonna just boom, right? We wick. So one is gone, right? 2 to 5. When you have 2 to 5, when you have 3 basically, 3 to 4, one sided, and the structure is like this. No, 3, the market is just gonna just like there's not this is when there's 4, this little stall is not gonna be there. It's just gonna be like this, right? Until it gets to like when it's equal, right? So there's 2 liquidities, and I'm getting too detailed. There's no point at all. This just know that the market is gonna dump if you have that much liquidity at the bottom. Okay. So how was the entry? Okay. Once we drop down, and this I'm just trying to mark what could hold the price up, right? What's the last thing to let go, right? Here is the last 5 minute gap, right? I'm waiting for it to for a closure below, right? I'm watching this little mini gap up top that it could wick into, and that's why 930, this wick into this gap, I take a short, right? I'm allowing for this. I'm actually in my first entry, I've entered like 2 MNQs. I'm allowing for a stop loss up there, right? Because I just know it's just not gonna get it. I'm just waiting for structure to genuinely flip fully bearish. That I'm guaranteed. Once it works into this, comes back, I take another short, right? And I wanted to add, because my main entry is still not there, is when we break out of this, right? And we do, and this right didn't go high enough, or I was waiting for it to create a first presented fair value gap. As you can see, breakaway, and then breakaway. We had 3 breakaways in a row, and then it goes to this gap. So that's unfortunate that I couldn't add on this account. However, on my other account, I was able to add on this first presented on the 15-second, right? Yes, there's many gaps, but this is what I count as a first presented fair value gap. On the 15-second, boom, enter right there. And I wanted to add more on the other account once it gets back to midnight price, but it just didn't, right? It was so bearish. And I know it's gonna be like this. This is this typical of this day. It's just gonna go, right? So you need to be quick to it. Like once you know it's not gonna come back, you need to start adding, right? You need to start adding, and then of course I'm reducing my stop loss from all the way there to like here, right? Because it shouldn't come down here now, right? And then you just trying to add slowly, but like make sure. But this time I'm adding my main portion because this was too low for me. I wanted this, right? And I couldn't add my main portion. But hey, that's fine. It still was like 2K or something, so it does not really matter. Right? I didn't add my full portion. Anyway, market goes down through the liquidities fast, right? And then now it gets 1, 2, 3, 4 liquidities, right? So we have 2 left. Right now we're no rush. Why? Because now we're in the point where there's 2 up top and there's 2 below. Okay, so we're gonna stall. We're not in a rush, but as long as the higher time frame, our target, right, and my main target was us getting this low, So we have to get previous daily low because it's going to be a distribution, right? I'm not aiming for all that. That's too much. I'm aiming for this liquidity, right? Launch liquidity. Anything after that, that's just me being greedy, okay? So knowing that it's going to be bearish and know this big gap will hold, and like I want to see this kind of breakaway gap of it at the time when price comes back to it. I just want to see a wick into it, right? Stop loss above here, like trail down. It should not get over this series of order blocks, right? So on top of that, that's a 15 5-minute order block, right? All the stallment is making waiting for this 15-minute fair value gap. And normally, if price stalls, you don't want to see it more than 30 minutes. This should be 30 minutes. Like, I didn't even see it. So 10, 10:30. You see, like if it stalls, give it 30 minutes. Like if you see it's waiting to like make a gap, then fill it. You know what I'm saying? All this is probably a fill into a 15-minute gap. Let's say, yeah. So it's making an order block, then filling a gap, right? So as long as it, and you can tell by what it does. Look where it closes. No close above, no close above, no close above. Awake, nice, and then close straight down. What does that mean? It's bearish. It's just stalling. Is making an order block. Is whatever, right? And then this whole run will make this a breakaway, right? So you could just put your stop loss right there. Again, if you are targeting, like let's say you entered from here, then of course I'll target like something like previous daily low, and then you can keep dragging. But for me, this was enough. This was like around 230, 40 points, right? That's enough. And it could go to previous daily low. It could go to the projection. All I care. What are these projections? Well, because yesterday I said it's manipulation. So Wednesday you're gonna get a high, and then I would expect price to hit the 2.2, 5 and 2.5. And if we're going to have an extended run, and this is not today, this is the full projection that could be for tomorrow, is 4, right? 4 is getting all the way conveniently to these lows that are relatively equal right there. So you know what I'm saying? So that could be a target, and that's what I kind of expect. However, I'm not sure if we're gonna do it tomorrow because there is a chance, right? There is a chance we want to make this week, what do you call it? An inside week, right? Maybe get close and have a little comeback a bit and making it look like, okay, we are finding support. And then the next week we'll just have a genuine dump lower, fat distribution, right? So if I'm looking at the weekly, let's just get rid of this. Yeah, we could potentially have an inside week because it's Friday, right? But it's Friday CPI. So we could do two things, right? So I've called what Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is gonna do. But for Friday, it has the option to continue this distribution, right? Generally just get just slightly below this low and that's it. Or it could get slightly lower, right? We could just target these relative equal lows that we've created now, right? So the market would go up and target these lows, and then it'll basically do nothing. It'll kind of stop. It'll just target its own range, but not aim for this until like next week, right? It was still bearish. So the fact that I don't really know what tomorrow's gonna do, probably not gonna participate because I had more than enough this week. It's a good week, and I'm not looking to end it with a loss potentially. That I'm not sure, unless hey, it's as obvious as if I wake up tomorrow and it's obvious. Yeah, of course I want to take the trade. But yeah, I believe that's the market recap. Outlined everything and all the expectations wise and whatever. Yeah, it's nice 1 year models work. Peace out.